Hi everyone! Today we're going to cook this beautiful butternut squash that I got from a friend of mine's garden. Butternut squashes are a winter squash, like acorn or a pumpkin, and they have a very hard rind. So the easiest way to cook them, quite honestly, is to just put them whole without peeling them into a crock pot. You put your crock pot on low for about 6 hours or high for about 4 hours. You don't need any water or anything at all in the bottom. Once you remove it, it will be hot, of course, so be careful. But you'll be able to slice it in half, take the seeds out, and the peel will come off, and you can enjoy it right like that with butter or brown sugar. But today we're going to show you how to peel it and then cook it. So you use a carrot peeler, it's quite easy. You could use a knife as well. You have to hold on very tight. When you're through peeling it, simply cut it in half, and an ice cream scoop works really great to remove the seeds. Once you have the seeds removed, you want to hold on to it tight, it will be a little slippery, and roll it over so that it's flat for you to cut. Slice in half circles, like so, and then it will be much easier for you to cut it into about 1.5 inch cubes. This is a great and easy size for you to cook quite quickly in the oven. So we're going to show you a great couple of ways to roast this cubed squash.
So now we're going to take about 1 or 2 cups of our squash cubes. And again, it depends on how much you're going to need. So for a couple people or 3 or 4 people, this is probably about right. If you just want to do 1 serving, you could just do a handful. So we'll adjust our additional items here based on how much you're going to need. But for this amount, we'll probably take about a tablespoon or so of olive oil, a tablespoon of melted butter. This is our Savory. About a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and just sort of salt and pepper to taste. They suggest that you use a coarser or kosher salt, pepper. Again, all just sort of to taste. And mix this around with your hands, or you can flip the bowl, or you can use a spoon to be sure that it's coated well. Now, if you like garlic, this is a good time just to add 1 or 2 cloves of fresh garlic, or if you use the squeezed garlic, about a teaspoon or so, again, to taste. Anything you do here will be awesome. So simply season those up, pour them onto a parchment, spread them out a little bit, and you will roast these at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. Stir them a bit and another 15 or 20 until they're soft. And then for the second recipe that's a little sweeter, we'll take the remaining, or maybe just a small amount. We may freeze these for a later date. So we'll take a small amount. And since this has no olive oil in it, this recipe is a little sweeter, so it's got about twice the amount of butter. So about 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter, a couple tablespoons of brown sugar, and again, a little salt and a little pepper. This is sweeter. This reminds you more of a sweet potato dish that you might make. So again, toss those around. Stir well. And place on your parchment tray, baking tray. They look yummy already. And again, same baking, 400 degrees for about 15 minutes on one side, flip over 15 or 20 on the other. We're going to come back and show you how awesome these look. Okay, so we're out of the oven here, and we have the 2 different varieties that we talked about previously. We have the savory and the sweet, both on the same plate. Pairs really nice with this pork roast and some green beans. As you can see, we have a little caramelization on the edges, and they're super soft on the inside. Very flavorful, really nice combination. And the sweet one, just a little flavor from the brown sugar that changes, you know, the texture of it as well. It's a little softer, but it's delicious. So be sure you try these out with some winter squash.